addicted to the shindig. Chop chop, it says I'm gonna win big. Choose not to like.
Hi, my name is Tim. I've been playing guitar for over 6 years now. It continues to be one of my favorite things to do during my spare time. How could it not? Playing an instrument like the guitar can be one of the most exhilarating things anyone can do. Many want to play, but don't because they're intimidated by the music and the guitar itself. What I want to do today is make the first steps of playing the guitar more approachable. Really, it's not as hard as you think if you break it down. Many give up too quickly, and it's sad to miss out on something that can be so rewarding. In fact, I was one of those who almost gave up. I know all the excuses firsthand. At first, I didn't have time for lessons, and I taught myself everything from scratch, which was really difficult and took a long time to learn. Now I have an instructor who has helped me to get to the next level, and I want to be that instructor for you during your first steps of playing. My goal is to help make the guitar and the music less intimidating, walk you through the important parts of the guitar and the music, and give you easy chords, exercises, and songs to make the guitar simpler and more fun to learn. Again, my name is Tim, and this is First Steps to Learn How to Play Guitar. So one of the questions you should ask yourself while playing the guitar is, what is the position for playing the guitar? Well, you have your dominant hand, which for me is the right hand, and then you have your non-dominant hand, which for me is my left hand. The dominant hand does the picking, while the non-dominant hand does the fingerings. If you're right-handed, just imitate. Now let's talk about the anatomy of the guitar. Here we have the body of the guitar, and on the body we have these little segments called pickups. It's these pickups where the sound is generated for the electric guitar. If you're playing an acoustic guitar, you have a sound hole here that also generates the sound for that instrument. Now, the next part of the guitar is the neck. Here in the neck you have the fretboard, and each one of these individual segments here are called frets. Finally, you have the head of the guitar, and here in the head you have the tuning keys. These tuning keys help keep the strings in tune to the notes that they play. So in our last segment, we talked about how the tuning keys were important and how they related to the guitar strings. Now we're going to talk more about the guitar strings. Each of these guitar strings have names. Each one is a letter of the alphabet. Now for most people, that gets them nervous. Don't be nervous, it's actually quite simple. Everyone knows the alphabet, correct? That's all this is, it's the alphabet. The notes follow the alphabet. Name of the string gets the note that is played when it's plucked. In this case, that string is low E. When it's struck, it plays an E. Why start at E? I don't know. It's E. That's all you need to know. The other notes are found when you press your finger down on the fret, like so. You want to have it close to the metal segment here, this metal divider. And when you press down on this one, it plays the next note on the alphabet. This is an F. Now, what will the next note? Come on, say it with me. G. This two frets down, G. The next note is actually A. All the notes in the alphabet stop at G. After that, it repeats. It goes back up to A, all the way down to G again. So here it's A. It's the same note as the next string. So we pick up from here. We have A, B, C, D, which is the same note as that string. Now we see a pattern here. The 5th fret plays the next string over. So now you have D, E, F, G. The pattern continues. G to A, B, and this is the exception. On the 4th fret, this also plays B. And that is the only time that 5th fret pattern fails. So B, C, D, E, which is the same note up here, F, G. Let's go through that one more time. Got E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. This entire thing that we just played is called the first pattern on the guitar. The other patterns are listed here by these little dark circles. They mark off the patterns on the guitar. This will be more important later when you start learning more about the guitar, not when you're just beginning. So finally, the question you may have is, well, how do I play guitar? There are two ways. There's lead guitar, which is usually one note at a time. Kind of like this. And then there's also rhythm guitar, which uses chords. Chords just mean that you're playing more than one string at a time. An easy chord is just pressing two strings. Very similar, an example is A minor. Now, even though you're pressing down two strings at a time, like this chord, you're playing more than one string. Here you have two open strings that accompany it. A harder one takes 4 fingers usually, and a good example of this one is the G chord, which is played like this. And then finally, there's also another easy chord that is D. Now, D plays with 3 fingers. However, what makes it easy is it's such a natural position. It's literally just a fist. And how you play that is you make your fist across the fretboard with your middle finger playing on the high E string on the 2nd fret, your ring finger playing on the 3rd fret of the B string, and then finally your index finger on the G string on the 2nd fret. And you get a chord like that. That is the D chord. So now we're going to talk about some easy songs to start. We have Bob Dylan's Knocking on Heaven's Door, which uses a lot of these chords that we just used. In his refrain, it's just the A and the G. So. Another easy one is Pearl Jam's Wish List, which just uses variations of a power chord, and it's very simple. It's played just like this. So we covered the parts of the guitar, went over the note names and where they're located on the fretboard. But you're probably thinking, wait, I still don't know how to read music. Here's the great thing about playing the guitar. You don't have to. In fact, there are many guitarists who play without knowing how to read the music at all. It's all thanks to this handy thing called tablature, or tab for short. Instead of giving you the note names, like score music does, tablature shows you on what fret and on what string of the guitar the note is played on. Here's an example. Notice how there are 6 horizontal lines in every row of tab. Each of these lines represents a string on the guitar. The names of the strings are often provided on the far left-hand side, where the capital E represents the low E string and the lowercase e represents the high E string. Now take a look at the numbers that are found on these lines. These numbers represents the fret number you need to have your finger over to play that note. And depending on what line that number is on, you will need to have your finger pressing on that string of the guitar within that numbered fret in order to play that note.
So here's an example. Notice how the number 5 is located on the G string. That means you'll be pressing down on the G string and down on the 5th fret. Now when reading tab, you read it just like you would read lines of writing on a page, starting from the top left-hand side and following the 6 lines per column to the right to the end, and starting again on the left-hand side of the next column. The numbers will be arranged left to right on these 6 lines, letting you know on what string within what fret to play next. Now sometimes you'll have these numbers line up vertically over the different lines of the row. This means that you'll hit those strings at the same time with multiple fingers pressing on those strings in those frets to create a chord. Now you may also come across a number 0 on a few of these lines occasionally and wonder where may I find a number 0? Well, actually there is no such thing as a 0th fret. The tab is simply telling you to hit the string with no fingers pressing on that string at all, to hit the open string essentially. That's about all you need to know in order to begin reading tablature.
I hope this video has helped you feel less intimidated and ready to try playing guitar. Guitar has changed my life. I hope it inspires yours.